Is anal sex worth it? I never had a desire for anal, but my wife once got the idea she'd like to try it. That desire lasted about 3 seconds and 2 inches. The smell and debris were my biggest fear, but it was totally unfounded. You can take steps to prepare. Anal douche. But I had one partner who needed it at least once a week for years, and not once was there an issue. And she never prepared other than a shower. There is still a slight phobia for me, so one thing I did was put a bottle of hand sanitizer on the side table. After you are done, you can use that sanitizer everywhere. But on mucous membranes, you can take a shower and wash any toys anyway, but the hand sanitizer is just a little extra thing to reduce my phobia. Totally worth it. It's not as good as PIV, but it's a nice change. I like it. Anal is all about the psychological aspect. If that isn't in place for both, or all, people involved, then it won't be fun and feel good. Everyone has to be doing it because they find it exciting and it turns them on. It's not a priority, but a solid number 2 on my list. I'm a straight guy with a wife who loves it. You'd have to ask her why she's into it so much. For me, I enjoy it mainly for its naughtiness and how it makes her feel naughty. It does feel different, super tight on the entry, but fairly loose inside. But it's not so different that you're missing out on some incredibly unique experience if you're not into it otherwise. This may freak some people out, but you really don't need to go that crazy with the prep. Unless you have digestive issues. It's not like a big pile of poo just hangs out near the entrance. The worst result I've had is a few little mysterious specks on my junk. But yeah, the butt needs to be the last stop on the tour. But that has certainly never bothered me. And definitely leave the A2M to the professionals. That's way too nasty for real life. Nah, it's a pain in the ass. Totally up to you as an individual. I personally, as a bisexual female, never thought I'd like it. It seemed gross. And I was worried about weird gross things that might happen during. But now I'm with a male partner that I've been with for 7 years. And I felt super comfortable going down that road with him a couple years ago. We take it slow when we first start out. And we don't do it very often. But when we do, it is some of the most intense, intimate, intoxicating, and overall sensational sex I've ever had. Precautions are optional, and all bodies are different and may require different levels of preparation. Definitely have a good anal lube on hand. Do your research. If you decide to do it, know the do's and don'ts of anal play. These are wildly important. We do it quite often, and I don't do any of the prep you guys are talking about. Lol, we just use a lot of lube, but that's about it. Emo, it feels like masturbating when you do the ring grip OK sign instead of the full hand grip. Once past the sphincter, it's nothing special. Vagina and oral are better. I'm a woman and I love it. It's the one thing that gives me an orgasm every single time. Plus, it is so much better than any other orgasm I've had. My ex-boyfriend was the first person who had me do it. I thought it would be cool for him. In reality, it was so much better for me. I mean, I'm sure it was cool for him, but I absolutely love it. Edit. Probably start with anal plugs set. Small, medium and large. I can't remember if I did that, but it should help. Gay guy. Yep, to both sides of the act. Only with the right person though. My ex, I was never up for being bottom. Wasn't comfortable. He was hypersexual and I didn't trust him to take it easy. He had no respect. My current, I never thought I'd really be bottom. It's fun, damn good, and we take turns. It's not a favorite. Once in a blue moon was okay. But not on the constant rotation. I'm a woman and I'd prepare for it a day and a half beforehand with cleaning out and the fasting. The day of and cleaning out again beforehand. It was a lot of work and not pleasurable for me. So not for me. There were a couple of times that it was enjoyable, but not often enough to go through the ritual. Adding that I understand that entire ritual is perform is not necessary, but for peace of mind I would. As a woman it is worth it. It feels good. Way more intense than vaginal. Even after. It's not an activity for every day, but it feels very good. Straight male here. I've done it a few times and it's worth trying, but not better than vaginal. IMHO. The feeling is different but not better. The women I've had anal with did not enjoy it. One only tolerated a few thrusts and we had to stop because she was uncomfortable. Another couldn't get me past the entrance. The other would tolerate it on occasion and I came in her ass when we did it. But she did it to please me. I don't think she enjoyed it. I never experienced any leakage or smell from it. There are more nerve endings in that area than anywhere else in the body. Some women, from experience, absolutely love it and go absolutely crazy. Some women, so I've been led to believe, find it repulsive. Female here. I do enjoy it, as long as the person on the receiving end had a health diet and a regular poo routine. You can be spontaneous with it, i.e. no prep, but you have to be okay with poo happens, because sometimes there can be residue no one was expecting. Condoms will keep it off your junk obviously, which is recommended anyway. The prep work if you're planning ahead really isn't that bad either. I've never noticed a distracting smell, though I suppose it could be. Keep in mind all your EEW senses tend to be muted when you're aroused. You are right about not being able to go from anal to PIV. In my experience it starts as PIV and ends with anal. No switching back and forth. It isn't better than vaginal, but it's different in an enjoyable way, assuming everyone involved is patient and takes their time and uses lube. So much lube. When you think there's enough you add that much more. Going at it slow is key. My best experience was when the guy got everything aligned and said, "You just back up to me at your pace when you're ready. You can't just ramming your dick in there like you see in porn." Not that you asked, but my partner, male, also enjoys receiving prostate play and he says it is 100% worth it, stigma and all. It's really going to depend on the people involved. Christopher Hitchens had it right. The 4 most overrated thing in life are champagne, lobster, anal sex and picnics. Never done it. I had a rectal exam by a doctor. The pressure was bad. It's uncomfortable. So I said, "Imagine a dick in your ass now, or even your GF." She only had a small scope there for like a few seconds. I swing both ways and have fun with both guys and gals, and I've never had anal sex with a woman. The intended slot is right there. I ain't about to go unnecessarily digging into some asshole when there's a perfectly good vagina right there.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.